crop circles. You know, where I
Mm-hmm.
actually live. I go out amongst the crop circles.
Right.
And so there's a lot of energy, and you can see sometimes being mediumistic, being able to focus, tune out of this realm into the next, you can sometimes see those crafts. Until I saw it for myself, I used to laugh at a couple of my friends and some people. And I was wondering, did ever, during the projects you was on, did you ever encounter those people or those humanoids that were just slightly out of our phase of existence?
Well, I don't know exactly what the reptilian was or the Greys are. I don't know. So I would have to say I don't know to that question.
Mm. All right. But there does seem to be 5 or 6 different races that seem to be interested in us. I mean,
Well, I think there's more than 5 or 6.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think there's many more.
Oh, I see. Oh, thanks. Oh,
Okay.
yeah, thanks a lot.
Okay.
Thanks for calling in, Mark.
Yep.
You
On that subject of races that are interested in us, do you have any idea or any speculation on how many there might be that are either here on the planet or interested in us and what we're doing?
From what I've heard, there's at least 50.
Are you aware of how any of them look, or have you heard descriptions from what you would consider reliable sources on that subject?
Well, I know from my Pleiadian connection that human beings, genetically related to us, is about 90% of the population of the galaxy is human. And the rest is some offshoots of the humans.
Okay, so I've heard from people, so it's something I've heard. I have no way to validate it myself, but this planet is basically under a quarantine of sorts.
Yeah, that's a very common thought, is that we're essentially quarantined.
Okay.
But they do allow us off the planet.
They just might not let you come back, right?
Or they'll let you come back knowing about it.
Okay. Of those 50 or so species that are here, how many, you said 90% of them are human-like?
Yeah.
Do you have any idea of what star systems they might be here from?
No, I really don't have that kind of detail in that database.
Okay. I'm guessing you're able to telepath or mind speak with certain individuals of the Pleiadians, or?
Yes, I can.
Okay. And how often do you contact or speak with them in that manner?
At least every day.
Okay. What is, do you have any idea what the intention or what the game plan, so to speak, is with Billy Myers?
I don't know.
Okay. Do you consider his contacts to be valid?
I don't know.
Okay.
I've never met the man personally. There are at least 8 different Pleiadian groups. He may be in contact with another one. I don't know for sure.
Okay. What is their, if any, what is their intention? I know obviously to observe us, but is there any other intention or game plan, so to speak, that they have towards us or for us?
Well, I'm being told not to comment on that.
Okay, fair enough. So in their observations of us, basically they're watching us like an infant to see if we're going to walk or if we're going to fall.
No comment.
No comment. Okay. Where do I go from here? Because I'm trying to think of questions to ask on that you might be able to answer. Are they...
Remember, we have a non-interference directive.
Correct. Then maybe we can go here. Are they aware of any interference? I don't like using the word evil or good. What about, shall we say, from negatively formatted influences? Are they aware of anything of that nature that's going on?
Yes,
the planet?
there is. Definitely. There are some very negative influences on the planet. There are influences that are not to raise consciousnesses, but to drop your consciousness.
Okay.
Did you hear the change in my voice?
Yes, I did.
That was the Pleiadians.
Okay. So that's a question that they can answer because that doesn't interfere. That's something we're basically aware of anyway. So my question to you then, that begs the question, are these influences solely from the planet or are there outside influences off the planet as well that are providing these negatively formatted influences?
Well, it's a combination of on the planet as much as this big energy system we build around the planet is interfering with the consciousness of this planet here. And this planet here doesn't really like it, but also at the same time, the planet is getting closer and closer to the ecliptic to be pulled into the gravity well.
So
the pages are all mixed up.
Okay, so what I'm guessing, or maybe you can comment on this, the gears are going to roll forward and the planet is going to reach its ascension level or next phase of existence, regardless of whether the life forms here are ready for it or not.
This is true.
Would that be okay, so so that means that, again, going back to what Mark was asking you or talking about how we create our own reality. So I'm guessing with this time that's coming, these energies that are coming in, I'm guessing that it's going to be a nice time for certain people and it's going to be a not so nice time for other people. Is that a correct guess?
Yeah, that's true.
Okay, okay.
If you have the 24th gene pair working, you'll have no problem.
And you probably won't. Would you be aware if you had that gene pair working or not?
I do.
Okay, but would other people of just the general masses, so to speak, would they be aware of that gene working or not?
You have to look at how your life is going. If you're working altruistically, you probably have the 24th gene pair working. If you're greedy and all you want is money, 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 you want, then it's not working. We need the negative attributes to get ahead in our lives, or else we'd still be a bunch of cows grazing in the field. So we have greed, avarice, all this stuff. But we're supposed to have an altruism trait, which keeps this all in check, so that we're still working for the betterment of things.
That goes hand in hand with something that I've said to people all the time. Every situation you approach, you choose whether you pull from the positive pole or the negative pole. Just like a car, when it starts, it has to choose whether it wants the electricity to flow from the negative pole or the positive pole when a car starts. So every situation a human encounters, be it a little bitty situation that lasts for 2 minutes or a 3-day long event, you have to decide which pole you're going to pull from when you start. Would that be kind of like what you're saying?
Sort of.
Okay. All right, so I'm guessing the ones you're in contact with, is there anything you can say on that, or anything you can say to people that would help them in their own growth in that regard? Again, fear, I'm guessing. I'm getting that right away. Keep fear out of your head because it's a little mind killer.
You also have to be comfortable with yourself.
Okay.
You have to be comfortable with your body. You have to be comfortable with your mind.
Okay. One thing I've always said along those lines is no matter what happens to you or what you go through, don't quit being yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of, because a lot of times people lose focus on who they are or what they want to be doing because a situation comes up and they get all caught up in the situation. So what I typically say about that myself to people is, do you want to experience the emotion or the feeling, or do you want to be, controlled by the emotion or feeling? That's what I end up saying to people. I don't know if that's very accurate or not, but it seems to make sense. It looks good on paper anyway.
Yeah, it does. I'm really not a philosopher, and you're now getting into philosophies.
Okay.
I remember I'm an engineer.
Okay. So it's very important for people to keep a focus on where they want to go in life and what they're creating in their own reality. As far as things and how they go, it's like, are you going to sit there and listen to Fox News and CNN and let worry and fear beset you because of the incident in Japan where the nuclear reactor is going bad, or are you going to have faith in yourself and in the earth around you to continue to live and everything's going to be fine? Would that be a correct assessment as well, or?
Yeah, sure.
Okay. I'm really, really glad you've come on the show and are talking about these things. And Mr. Nichols, I would very much enjoy having you as a guest again so that we could...
Sure, no problem.
And I really wish more people would call into the show. There's 26 people in the chat room. Hello! But I really do appreciate you coming on. I want to thank everybody that's come to the show and the ones that are listening in the archives as well. And everyone that's listening now, you can go back to the archive from last night and listen to Peter Moon, because Mr. Nichols has worked with Peter Moon on the books that were written and some of the other things. I'm guessing you and Mr. Moon have had quite an adventure together at times.
Yeah, I guess you could say that.
Well, that's always good. All right, I'm going to go ahead and close the show out. Thank you again, Mr. Nichols. And
okay, the pleasure has been mine.
Okay, I'll give you a call soon, and we'll work out another show date. And
okay, and if you want, you can put my contact information on your site.
Okay. That'd be great. I'll do that. I'll put that in the show description for people to see.
Okay.
Thank you. Have a good night, sir.
You too.